All praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect. I wanted to expound on this humanitarian crisis, what the world is deeming it in Afghanistan against women, all right, since the departure of the U.S. out of that territory, in a phrase deemed as America tucking its tail and the Taliban took back over. They're calling it a crisis against women, okay, humanitarian crisis, and that the world has to pretty much come together against this in support and aid into the women over there, all right? But we've come to expound through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, the men of the Lord, that this is going to be somewhat of how shit is going to be run in the kingdom. All right. Women are going back into subjection. And that's what you had over there. A lot of fucking liberal agendas that were being carried out over there when during American occupation of that territory. Right. They had these women driving when otherwise it's not permitted in that culture. All right. You had them in different learning institutions where they were being taught fucking feminism and all kind of other wicked Western philosophies. Okay. But the moment the men of that land, of that nation, that nationality, those peoples got back into somewhat authority, all right, they reinstated their ancient cultures, because this is the optimal way, to an extent, what they've adopted in the Israelite cultures is the optimal way to function, for a society to function. All right. For example, having women who are liberated and taught wicked fucking philosophies. All right. And bucking up to men. Right. This is not uh this is not productive to a society. It's counterintuitive. It's against, counter meaning against, and intuitive meaning intuition, which really goes into logic. It's against fucking what is how shit is supposed to be run. It's even against fucking sanity, man. All right, and any real fucking man knows this. But this is something that those ancient cultures over there, a lot of the so-called Middle Eastern and Slovakia, really Western, uh, Western Asia, okay, and a lot of the Muslim cultures, really, I should say Ishmael and Elam, all right, going back into their progenitors of those ancient peoples, they are under the understanding and adoption of a lot of ancient Israelite customs of how a woman is supposed to be covered up, right? Of how a woman is supposed to ultimately be kept in the house if she's not under the protection or uh, pretty much the being bodyguarded by a man. See, and all these other uh, customs that are just simply have to be implemented and have to be established and followed, just in order for the continuity and the civility and the peace of a society, because we see the results of the contrary of having women in so-called liberating women, right, allowing them to gad abroad, and all the other shit that you have here in Western society that we can see that was against how it was run in the scriptures. Okay, and ultimately we're gonna go back to this to an extent. Women and fucking back into subjection, almost to the point of captivity. But really, when you understand, that's what a woman was made for. She was made to be a servant of a man. It's how the cookie crumbles. And which is why some of us younger brothers here at Great Millstone have an understanding what the apostles always spoke about, namely Rakah, that we give thanks to Yahweh Shem Shai that he made us men. Okay. But still at the same time, understanding the functions and the roles that the Most High set up, the woman holds a Yapal role in the household, all right, in her function as the helpmeet for the man and the nurturer of the children. Okay, this is in APnews.com. Afghanistan is world's most repressive country for women. All right, since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan in August 2021, the the country has become the most repressive in the world for women and girls, deprived of virtually all their basic rights, the United Nations said in grim assessments on International Women's Day. Okay. The UN mission said in a statement Wednesday that Afghanistan's new rulers have shown an almost singular focus on imposing rules that leave most women and girls effectively trapped in their homes. All right. And they are deeming this like likening it to captivity, that a woman would have to stay at home. Like it's such an egregious fucking offense that them that were deemed keepers at home and in the scriptures was her place, was her fucking her niche, all those things that represents where the fuck she was supposed to be posted up at. All right, they've taken it and likened it to fucking captivity. All right, when that was a spot she was supposed to be at. This is in Titus 2 and 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. All right, so they were supposed to post at the crib. All right, and they act as if this is torture because tell it to a westernized woman to stay in the crib. All right, it's like you fucking put her in solitary confinement in a fucking dungeon. It says here for keepers at home, it says keeping at home and taking care of household affairs, a domestic, caring for the house, working at home, the watch or keeper of the house. All right, a guard to beware. All right, here it is. A stayer at home. Okay, so you stay. A woman is supposed to stay her ass at the crib any fucking way, and that's just uh second fucking nature. That's just human fucking nature, man. All right. The elder Mwatazak was going into it a few weeks ago, and you can see it in the scriptures that a woman is supposed to be under bodyguard when she leaves the crib, because what is um, one of the first things that a man is going to try to do, especially without any type of stringent laws that are set in place like you have here in this Western world, right? She's going to get fucking grabbed up, just like you had, for example, in the scriptures when fucking Jethro's, I believe it was Jethro's daughters. Let's pull the account through the spirit. But a real fucking man, and even the Most High primarily, right? The ultimate man is in the understanding, right? That, so let me throw this in here real quick. Uh, any real fucking man, and primarily the Most High, the ultimate man, the understanding that a woman that is gadding abroad, or is that is pretty much seen by other men, that's going to uh, entice that man to want to lie with her, right? They've done even studies, psychological studies, and brain scans of a man when he sees a woman. It's like he sees something from the tool shed, right? A hammer, a saw, a wrench, a socket, you know, fucking socket, right? Whatever it may be. And he's in the mindset to want to utilize that as a tool, right? And it's almost how the Most High physiologically wired uh, mankind. It's just how it is. So, and that's why it says, even if you gaze upon a woman, that you can pop her in your mind, and that's why you don't even take it there. First of all, because she could have a man, right? And that's adultery, or she's not even supposed to be seen, and that's how it was in the ancient days. Ultimately, right? This is in Exodus 2:16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Okay. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to a well, their father said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? See, it says, and they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock, right? So they had to be delivered out of the shepherd's hands, because the shepherds would have taken them captive, all right? So that's why a woman fucking stays in the house any goddamn way. Do you think in the kingdom a woman is going to be just, say, for example, having her own chariot and going out fucking cruising the galaxies? Absolutely not. You have a woman that's under the care and under uh the protection of a man in his chariot, or wherever it's going to be, right? You're going to be under their protection, and she's going to be fucking covered up, right? The old ways and the ancient past are going to be reestablished, man. Okay, which when you go into it are actually new, because anything that's morally correct is current. All right, it's active, and it's refreshing, right? So it's likened it to being new. This is that it's always going to be in. Righteousness is always going to be in the kingdom. It's not the case for this place, which is evidence that this is place is fucking inundated and polluted with wickedness exceedingly. All right. Even on horseback abroad is not just going to be on horseback, renegade out there, you know, traversing the fields and shit, unless it's in the protection and enclosure of a man's compound. Okay. Then there's of course all the other constituents, the different factors that would make something lawful are abided by as well. Okay, these laws that are going to be established for an eternity. Let's get this in Sirach 25:25, because a real fucking man, that's aforementioned, primarily the Most High, but you even have this spirit that the Most High has on men, on His creation from the beginning of mankind, from the inception of mankind, right? That it says, "Give the water no passage." neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad, and any woman, uh, as that stands, okay, for that matter, any fucking woman is not supposed to be gadding abroad. All right, it's a recipe for disaster. We've gone into um, the whoredoms bring a society to destruction. Okay, for the simple fact that it spreads disease like fucking wildfire. Fire. Okay, and then of course iniquity and lewdness. What does that bring? What kind of ruin does that bring to a society? Right? Fucking famine, which is the worst way to go out. All right, fucking drought. You know, destruction. So these laws are going to be reestablished forever. So they're likening it to fucking torture these women being kept in their homes. Says despite initial promises of a more moderate stance, the Taliban have imposed harsh measures since seizing power as U.S. and NATO forces were in the final weeks of their pullout from Afghanistan after 2 decades of war. Girls are banned from education beyond sixth grade, and women are barred from working. How is this so fucking outlandish? How is this a humanitarian crisis, man? Our women, our Israelite women, are supposed to be in school right now as it is. I don't care what fucking grade it is to get the false philosophies and the wickedness of Esau Edom. All right, who is over there running those learning institutions, right? And it's the one who's got it really. If you look at the curriculums, this is Edomite polluted curriculums that are being taught across the planet. All right, they weren't being educated on fucking home skills, homemaking skills, which is the function of a woman. So deaf to this fucking place, man. All right, and the whole world is gonna go back to the ancient way really soon. And even I'll say this, like the Apostle Gabar did a magnificent fucking video about it was a clip from that the old school Handmaid's Tale, right? When society fucking collapses is when women are going back into subjection, all right? And that's that circle with those women, with those girls and other women, other females, fucking fucking slut shaming the bitch in the center of the circle, right? Calling her a chanting whore, right? That is going to go back into a heavy status of subjection even before the kingdom. And then in the kingdom, it's going to be perfection. All right. Because it's not going to be any torture and slanging women like that. Of course, women are going to be sold as commodities, but it's going to be in perfection and in righteousness. But in the when society collapses, it's going to be gruesome, right? It's going to be that many days and years that these bitches are going to be in trouble, but not just. Of course, that we know that goes into the Great Babylon, but we know that it's going to be fucking all out holy hell for the woman in this time, man. All right, with this, uh, the preceding the times preceding were set up for her prosperity. All right, it said they're barred from working. Women were never supposed to work unless it was for their man in their household, in their family operations. Okay, studying, traveling without a male companion. Look at this, huh? This is what the apostle, the elder Muazazak was going into. No woman in the scriptures or in the ancient day, in no time really in the history of mankind, had she been without a male companion. If she's traveling or going someplace where she's out, right, and even going to parks or bathhouses. Come on, I don't even have to fucking respond to that. if they're not supposed to be going to any of the other spots, then that's a complete transgression, right? Going to a fucking bathhouse when that's supposed to be done under uh the intimacy of the household, okay? And then of course parks, yeah, you go with your male companion, all right? Or if you have a family, but really ultimately it's not there's no need for that for the communals, and that's why we've had me and Kawam have had fucking family that have gone out on missions trips to Turkey and other places in Western Asia, what they ignorantly call the Middle East. All right, and you go to the fucking marketplaces and this was even before with American occupation. You go into the marketplaces, you go to the coffee houses, the restaurants. There's no women there. Okay, they're at home and they're happy raising the children and doing what they're supposed to. Yeah, they have friends, other women friends, and yeah, they're not fucking. They don't have a ball and chain, okay? But they're happy. They're actually happier than you fucking demonic ass women. Okay. Women must also cover themselves from head to toe and are barred from working in national and international non-government organizations, disrupting the delivery of humanitarian aid. All right. It says Afghanistan under the Taliban remains the most repressive country in the world regarding women's rights. It says, let's see, she later told UN Security Council in New York that the Taliban claimed to have united the country, but they have also severely divided it by gender. The Taliban told the UN that this gender segregation is not a significant issue and is being addressed. It says, and they say they should be judged on other achievements. It says, at a time when Afghanistan needs to recover from decades of war, half of the country's potential doctors, scientists, journalists, and politicians are shut away in their homes, their dreams crushed, and their talents confiscated. It has been distressing to witness their methodical, deliberate, and systematic efforts to push Afghan women and girls out of the public sphere. This is your pal, man. All right. This is a parts of Israelite culture that they adopted. All right, that were correct. All right, and that's why you see somewhat of the continuity and the propagation of their culture. All right, that still remains. Look at the thought. Look at the thought identity. The fucking the walking sewage plant, as the apostle said decade years ago. Right, the walking sewage plant that is the American fucking woman. From 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 the white woman who's the glory of this place, right? All the way down to the bottom feeding nigger woman. Okay, you're completely destroyed. No daintiness about them, no femininity. All right, none of the things that are the characteristics associated with a virtuous woman. Okay, but look at their family structures and homes over there are fucking intact. Okay, they still do honor killings for adultery and for little sluts in training and shit. How it's ultimately supposed to be. Restrictions, especially the bans on education and NGO work, have drawn fierce international condemnation. All right, fuck all this. Let's go down. It says confining half of the country's population to their homes, and they're saying half the country's population, but they're women. Okay, a woman as it pertains to the population, she comes second rate. This is how the Most High set up the hierarchy. The Most High, the Yahushai. But as it pertains to his creation down here, it goes the man and then the woman and then the children. Okay, so she just is supposed to be confined to a lower class. It just is what it is. It doesn't mean she's supposed to get fucking shit on and uh uh and the brakes beat off of her. Okay, it says is if to their homes is one of the world's largest humanitarian and economic crises in a colossal act of national self-harm. Okay, it will condemn not only women and girls but all Afghans to poverty and aid dependency for generations to come. All right, so what she really means is it's going to cause women to be dependent on a man again, right? Because what they taught about, look at that, she's condemning dependency, right? And what does that mean? In turn, she's fucking for independence, which is one of the crux of the Western philosophy of feminism, all right? That you don't need your fucking man. And they don't want that poison over there. So they took action, right? And took it back, took shit back 60 years, 100 years, which shit is going to go in an instant when society collapses on the on a major scale. All right. Oh, who fucking who? They have to weave carpets now instead of being a government employee, which they were never supposed to be. And the man probably got fucking dicked out of the gig, right? And he has to he's subjected to a life of poverty, of crime because of crimes of poverty and shit like that, and all the other pretty much damnation that you subject a man to that's not able to work and provide is or work a man not being able to work and provide for him and his own and his family is a lot worse than a fucking woman, man. So this shit was been all completely backwards, and we don't have to hear much else. All right, it says cool down a little bit more, and basically there was a spot, it must have been in another article, but you can find this anywhere. This goes into their culture. They're responsible, the men, they're responsible for the fuckeries that their women commit. So, of course, a woman is going to get punished ultimately in the household by the man. But if a woman is caught doing some fuck shit, some out of pocket shit over there, her man gets fucking punished, man. Whether it's her man, her father, right? That's why they don't tolerate that shit. Okay, and that's ultimately why this society is so completely fucking destroyed because the men, they don't enforce anything with their women. Okay, and they allow them to be out of pocket demons that they become. That's why it says that many have been that have run out of their wits for women. Okay, this is in Genesis 3 and 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. They deem this as fucking torture, all right, as a humanitarian crisis that these women are being repressed, that they're being oppressed, all right? But this is a biblical standard that's going to be reestablished that the Most High set up in the beginning and is going to be reestablished forever. It's just been a time that he has set up the woman to compass the man. All right, which when you think about it is counterintuitive. It's even against thought. Like, how the fuck did that happen? But hey, you know, it's against even what you would think is physically possible. All right, but it's according to pretty much the most way that you can fuck up a society. That's what that was according to the Most High turning this place upside down so much, letting it get so fucking in the way of the left hand side
that he had to destroy it in the fashion that he's going to. Okay? Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. All right? So we're supposed to be, at any given time in the span, in the timeline of history, from the inception of mankind to this very fucking moment, we are supposed to be seeking actively seeking the old past, the ancient way. All right, that's never. This never is goes out of commission, so to speak. All right, let's get that in Jeremiah 6:16. The old paths. We know the paths, of course, is just a way on which one travails, travels, Slakia, traverses. But the old goes into moral, okay? That which is moral. That's why it's going to be likened unto being new and refreshed, like kainos, all right? A new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That refreshment is going to be because righteousness is reestablished. But this righteousness, it was an old way, an ancient path, okay? It says, so this old, what you think is old, it actually new. It says futurity, everlasting, forever, perpetual. All right. So as it does pertain to the ancient world and the old paths, in this word old, it also means look, forever, continuous existence, indefinite or unending future, eternity, everlasting. So this old, what you think is fucking old, is new. It's fresh. Like Jake says, when something's fresh, all right, they got that new and all this. This is what is going to be forever, established forever. Okay, and then let's get that because it also goes into morally good. I believe that's in Tawab, right? And let's just check the word path as well. Or no, it was in the ways, the rock, right? Bam. It says the old ways, right? Seek the old ways. This word way goes into Darak. And yes, it does mean a road, of course, but then it goes deeper. A manner, a habit, or a way, a course of life. All right, so this is the way. And it says of moral character. The only way and course of life is morality. It's through morality, man. Because we know death is the result of immorality. Okay? So that's what is good. And we know, of course, let's get that word tawab in here. The good way, right? Good goes into ethically good, right? It says right here, value and estimation, good, appropriate, becoming, better, glad, happy, prosperous, okay? Good understanding of a man's intellectual nature, good, kind, it says right, ethical, all right? And then, of course, to be morally good, prosperity. This is the good way, okay? So, on the contrary of what they deem as fucking torture and crimes against humanity, and fucking they deem it as its oppression is actually moral goodness. All right, moral prosperity. Okay, the best way, and that's what we have to look forward to. in the kingdom, and it's gonna be extremely enjoyable. That puts it lightly. Okay, that doesn't give it any justice. It's gonna far exceed your wildest fucking imaginations on a level of enjoyment. Okay, the woman as well. All right, so don't trip. What does it say here? Let's see. Yep, this is in First Timothy 2. All right, and we're gonna start at Slovakia. Start at 10. It says, "But which becometh women professors of godliness with good works, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve." Do you think this only pertains to in the church? Okay. Or is this a universal standard? Okay. This is the way that society is supposed to function. Period. Not only in the household, but all those things are a smaller reflection, like a smaller version of the greater reflection of how the whole nation is supposed to conduct. All right, not just inside the crib, but in every other forum, and then of course it translates out to us as a nation as a whole, and then even the way that the heathen is supposed to fucking maneuver, and that's why ultimately in the history of mankind, that's one of the main things that's always been fucking adopted, man. It's only in this bugged out modern day Western bullshit that you've had this this liberation. Okay, they've always been in somewhat captivity, subjection, and always in the history of mankind, man. All right, and it's not even a bad thing, but this world would have you think it is. And that's why this place is gonna go out with an example. Actually, let's get this. So in no wise, we don't care what the fuck it is a woman supposed to usurp authority in any wise over a man. Okay, she's supposed to be in full subjection. This is the word in the etymon line. It means late 14th century subjection, obedience, submission, servitude, bondage, state of being under the dominion of another. All right, these are words that deem captivity. Okay, servitude, to be a servant, is likened into being a slave. Okay, but you can treat your slaves righteously. You can deal with your subjects righteously, which is how you're supposed to. A profitable ruler, okay, a just ruler, and that's what the Most High is going to set up. So there's no thing to worry about. It says the act of subjecting or subduing, okay, a putting under. Man, it says submission, subjugation, inferior condition, captivity. So hey, there you have it. And that's exactly what's about to go down shortly here in the kingdom. All right, because currently everything is fucking out of course. Everything's thrown in the fuck upside down. But this law that our Lord and Savior mentioned was not going to pass away. All right, would never pass away. It's about to be established. This is in Matthew 5:17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. All right. So this ancient way, this old past, the good way, shall in no wise pass from the law. Okay. This is the uh, pretty much the fucking code of life. All right. Principles of life are, are going to be established across the universe forever. Okay. As it said, when you go into it, that means not even the most, what you think is infinitesimal thing, the most nominal thing in accordance with the law is not going to be done away with. It's going to be active and enforced. Okay. And it tells us it's going to be straight up paradise. It's going to be straight up paradise. All right. And the world is going to, they're going to learn to love this way. All right. And ultimately, really, they they seek for this. Okay. What does it say? Wheresoever therefore shall break one of these commandments, and shall teach men, so he shall be called least in the kingdom. But soever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? And even the ones that are going into captivity, right? And even the fucking heathen, they long for this and don't even know it because it's deep down, right? There's a quote by Hiroki Murakami, right? This nigga Murakami, a Japanese psalmist, and he stole it from the scriptures. But the only the part of it that is applicable that's not found in that verse is the fact that it says deep down, right? Deep down, everyone is waiting for the world to end. It's a quote by one of the most famous Japanese psalmists, Haruki Murakami. All right, secretly or deep in their hearts, it's another place. It's another way it's written. Everyone deep in their hearts, it's waiting for the end of the world to come. All right, this is in Romans 8:19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Okay, they actually groan for it. That expectation, that hope, is a longing. Okay, because these people, they don't even know what's good for themselves. We didn't before the Most High brought us out of a dead fucking state. But that state that the world remains in, and the scriptures tell us they were going to remain in, all right, until the cities be wasted. But you just don't know yet you're going to learn to uh, abide by and love this way, the ancient way that the Most High established. He said, what, before the end, right? So call Allah Yahweh Bashim Shai that he's bringing an end to this fucking society. All right, and we are witnessing the ushering in of the destruction that's going to lead into the eternal kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Shai.